Why is torture absolutely prohibited by IHL? Imagine being in a situation where you are helpless and someone causes you pain that goes beyond what is necessary or acceptable. That's what torture is. It is a serious violation of human rights. But why is it so strictly forbidden in international law? Let's explore the reasons behind this clear-cut rule. First, torture destroys human dignity. International humanitarian law, especially the Geneva Conventions of 1949 and their additional protocols, protect everyone affected by armed conflict. Torture causes severe physical and mental suffering, which is completely incompatible with respecting a person's inherent worth. It doesn't matter if someone is a soldier or a civilian. Torture is always wrong. Second, the prohibition of torture is an absolute rule. It is a jus cogens norm, meaning it is a fundamental principle of international law that cannot be broken or ignored. No matter what the situation is, whether during war or a national emergency, torture remains forbidden. There are no exceptions or special circumstances that can justify it. Third, international treaties and laws explicitly ban torture. The Geneva Conventions clearly prohibit cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment. The 1984 Convention Against Torture and Other Cruel, Inhuman, or Degrading Treatment or Punishment makes it a crime for any country to engage in or allow torture. These rules are supported by customary international law, which means they are accepted as binding by all nations, even if they are not part of a specific treaty. Fourth, protecting civilians and those hors de combat, or out of fighting, is a key goal of IHL. Torture harms these vulnerable groups by inflicting suffering on detainees, prisoners of war, and civilians. This violates their rights and protections under the law. It also undermines efforts to limit the impact of conflict on innocent people. Fifth, banning torture helps prevent violence from escalating. If torture were allowed, it could lead to more brutality and revenge. It also helps maintain discipline among armed forces. When soldiers know torture is forbidden, they are more likely to follow lawful conduct. This supports the rule of law even during conflict. Sixth, countries are required to investigate and punish torture. International law obliges states to criminalize torture, investigate any allegations, and prosecute those responsible. Victims must also have access to remedies. This accountability discourages future violations and shows that torture is unacceptable. Finally, the prohibition of torture works alongside international human rights law, which also forbids torture at all times. Both bodies of law aim to protect individuals from abuse, whether in peace or war. In practical terms, all parties involved in conflicts must train their personnel to understand that torture is never allowed. They must put measures in place to prevent it and punish anyone who commits it. The absolute ban on torture reflects the core humanitarian goal of protecting human life and dignity, no matter the circumstances.